So it's been a while since I've made a video, but I've been feeling really good lately, and really like clear and energized and very focused. So I felt like it was time to kind of speak on what I've been integrating into my daily life and hope that it's helpful for someone. You'll have to excuse me because I'm sick, so please bear with me through all of the sniffles and sneezes that may and coughs that may happen, like they already have. Anyways, so yeah, it's also been a while since I made a video because I'm working on a website, and so that will probably come out in the next few weeks, which is super exciting. And also because I like to share from a place that's as sincere as possible, and for me, in order to do that, I actually have to live my life, which is precisely actually what I want to talk about, and what I'm learning how to do. Yeah, learning how to live my life, and it seems like something that should be so simple to know how to do, but I didn't know how to do that for a long time, and I had an idea of who I wanted to be, and now I'm actually learning how to bring out and embody, embody my passions, and carry them around with me all the time rather than just thinking about them. And I think that is something that is actually very, very common, especially amongst my generation, that we have such ambitious and creative minds, but we have a difficult time actually harnessing it and bringing it forth into the world and bringing it to the forefront of our reality, and we almost keep our passions a secret because we're embarrassed or we're afraid or all that sort of stuff that doesn't really need to happen. And so yeah, I kind of wanna talk about that, and I think that a reason why we get stuck in this place of just being stagnant and not actually bringing forth like our ideas and all of this good stuff is because we get very caught up in distraction, and also this sorry, I get these like little like hit these walls sometimes because my brain feels like mush, but yeah, just from being foggy headed from the cold. But yeah, not only distraction, but also this like feeling of needing to have constant gratification and like instant gratification, and that even when we think that we aren't, we're still usually trying to avoid feeling shitty, or we're like trying to fix bad feelings that aren't good, or like how can we get rid of it. And I still have this habit. I'm still in the process of being like, hey, stop trying to fix shit. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work if you just like think it away. But so for me, and maybe some other people as well, I couldn't even try and tackle like being an actively creative person because I just had I had a really long history of mental patterning of self-doubt, and feeling undeserving, or that something that I want didn't belong to me, because I wasn't like naturally capable of it, which is like such nonsense in my opinion. Yeah, it was like if I wanted to paint or whatever, be like, oh, I didn't do that as a kid, so like why could I do that now? I don't know, just like all these stories that we tell ourselves and society tells us that we can't achieve what we want for reasons of silliness. So for me, I couldn't even get past that point until I went back and really explored like where did those feelings come from, when did they originate, and like basically I might be preaching to the choir, but I had to feel to heal. I had to go to all the places that I was holding on to, where I was really wounded and disturbed by, and I didn't even really realize like the weight that I had been carrying around my whole life and how much it had affected me, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in my body especially. And so I really had to go to this place and do a lot of work to release that, and I'm not going to talk too much about that, but if anyone's interested in, you know, that side of my life, that has really been of amazing help to me, please get in touch with me. It's so, would love to share on that, but yeah, so once I came into this place of really kind of understanding, and basically from that, everything that's been happening in my life in the past, since I guess the summer, is like I kind of keep on meeting these tests or these themes of responsibility and commitment and discipline, which some people might be a little bit afraid of that word, but I'm gonna use it. So yeah, and really just learning how to find the root of things, and yeah, to take responsibility for my life and how I want to live, and like what does that actually look like, and what does it feel like, and what actions does it involve, and like keyword is action, because I used to spend a lot of time thinking about the life that I wanted and not really doing it. Yeah, there is such, I'm really starting to learn like that there is so much value in putting in the hard work and seeing it, putting in hard work over a consistent, hard work consistently over a long period of time, and just the gratification and the reward that actually comes from seeing the transformation and seeing projects from beginning to end, and also seeing this in so many different areas of my life, most immediately with my diet, because I'm dealing with candida, overgrowth, and parasites, and bacterial infection, and arthritis. I have to be very particular about the food that I put in my body temporarily. It's not going to be for forever. Can't wait till I can eat like a normal person again, or relatively normal at least. Anyways, not the point of this video. But anyways, that's the most immediate thing, and just being like disciplined and know that it's bringing the most healing, and knowing that I'll feel better in the long term. So I've kind of begun to remove myself of this feeling of the instant gratification, and like how that's kind of, it's not false, but it's kind of empty, for lack of a better word. So yeah, so doing the work and embodying your passions, and bringing yourself into a place of where you can find clear connection, and especially with the unconscious mind, I found it a very useful tool, intuition, to start engaging and dialoguing with this part of myself, has been really amazing and really the best tool that I've ever learned. And so yeah, it's really awesome to be able to get curious, if you don't know what you're passionate about. Surely, as I'm saying this, there must be something that's coming to your mind, so go with that. And if not, if you still feel like you're drawing a blank, try and experiment and find ways to get yourself into a place of being receptive and asking yourself, and getting just like a really deep, inquisitive mind about these things, and play around and have fun, and you'll eventually start to get a sense of yourself, sense of your environment. I don't think it takes very long, but sometimes it's just learning to how to actually listen, because I think this information is always around us, but we're very good at ignoring it and like building up these blocks. So yeah, get curious, and if you're at that place of knowing what you want to do, kind of knowing more about who you are, but you just can't get it done, a couple of things that I've learned over the last little while that I want to share, and I can't really coin these as my own at all, but I've found them really useful, and hopefully they're helpful to other people as well. And the first one is like when inspiration comes, to just do something within 24 hours. It can be like making a sketch, writing down a note, contacting someone, writing an email. It could really be anything, but within 24 hours, just to like get the ball rolling. Like don't lose that. Try not to lose that spark of inspiration and bring it into motion, because then it kind of just like it's like dominoes. It just kind of keeps going from there. And the next thing that I've learned, which I definitely had some resistance to in the beginning, because I was like, I don't know if I can be this kind of person, but get a day calendar and schedule in your priorities and your passions into your daily life, at least a few times a week, designated specific time where you're able to actually put your priorities in that time, and then everything else goes into your spare time, because nothing will just like pick up unless you actually do make it a priority. And sometimes we, even through all of this, even when we do know what we're passionate about, we sometimes just like forget, or we're just like not feeling it, which is like gonna happen. We're just gonna be like, fuck this, I want to do that. But something that you can also do is have something prepared, like either like a drawing or a list or some sort of affirmation or something that you can see when you're just like not feeling it, so you can remind yourself of like what your goal is, and that can really be anything. And so yeah, because sometimes we just forget, and then later on we're like, oh shit, yeah. So yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, it's really quite amazing what can happen, and what can emerge when you actually start paying attention to the part of you that wants to get out, and wants to be expressed. And yeah, so oh yeah, lastly, personally, I'll just speak on some things that I do in order to actually get myself into the space. And one of those things is spending lots of time in nature. That's where I feel the most clear, and just like information just kind of comes to me super directly and super clearly. And ritual for me is super important. It took me a long time to figure out how to actually like implement ritual in my life in a very like practical way, and it's kind of different all the time, but I use ritual and sort of structure in a very like gentle way, but in a way to really engage with my subconscious mind on a consistent basis, so that I can tap into it whenever I really need to, and to live from an intuitive place, so that I'm more authentic and can have more rich connections with what's around me and really make the most of what is around me. So yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you.